G'day guys, welcome back to my portable N-scale layout. I just want to give you a quick update on what I've been doing on it. First thing, as you can see, I've mounted it on my wall here. One thing about it being portable means that it's easily storable as well. So I've just gotten these, I think 50mm brackets from Bunnings, basically perfect size. Screw into the stud there, and hangs up out of the way, give me space in the carport here. Next big thing I've done, apart from hanging on a wall, is installing insulated rail joiners and then wiring up each section of track. So the plan for this layout is to install some form of block detection, sort of as a practice for when I have a full layout. I know block detection is overkill on such a small layout, but yeah, it just allows me to test out a few different versions of it and see how it works well for me. As you can see, I've only insulated one rail. So in this case here, the bottom rail is the insulated one, and the top rail here will be a common rail throughout. So I've broken this up into, what will it be, 4 major segments. The station will be one segment, section I suppose is a better word. The 2 major curves, and then the yard as the 4th. So I've taken it off the mounting brackets on the wall there, put down some trestle legs, and yeah, I've done some basic wiring to it. I'm not going to show you it too much because it is just a mess at the moment, just trying to get trains running really, so very temporarily held together there with twists and electrical tape and whatnot. But basically I've just collected together all the red and blacks, brought them to a terminal strip here. We'll plug in the DC controller and see if we can get some trains running on it. And then yeah, when we look at block detection, we'll tidy up the wiring a bit more, and I'll show you more in depth on that. So this terminal block here takes all the power from the tracks, and it's where I'll eventually run the power from the controllers from. I was doing some continuity tests to make sure I connected the right ones up, and I found that I had no power. Just this inside track here, or no continuity anyway. And I found that the wire has come off the bottom of this sleeper here, or sorry, track joiner here. If it focuses, there we go. Now this is one of the Kato pre-bought or pre-soldered power joiners, and these are not cheap. And yeah, that's come off. When I purchased all my insulated joiners, I think they're about $20 for 10 or 20, I can't quite remember, sorry. I looked at purchasing some of these as well, and they're about $20 for one pair, one set. So I wasn't going to do that, so all I did on the rest of the layout was just take some free rail joiners, the ones that actually been where these ones were, soldered my little droppers onto that, and installed them just fine. And yeah, I'm glad I did that, because clearly these Kato ones haven't stood the test of time, and I got a little bit more soldering to do before I can run a train around here. So all the wiring has now been repaired, and I've actually got some trains running. After starting with trying to run DCC, I thought, no, let's just make it less complicated. Pulled out my DC controller and got some trains going. Now at the moment, if I put in the right direction, that line runs pretty well, and so does this line, if I get that one going. I need to remember that a lot of this track is probably 5 to 10 years old, sitting in storage for most of that time, and most of my locomotives are about that old and sitting in storage for a similar amount of time. So at the moment, it's a lot of just getting trains going, getting motors warm again, and getting the track clean. One issue with having this in the shed is that it does collect a lot of dust, or will collect a lot of dust, I suppose. And that's why hanging it on the wall should hopefully also reduce some of that dust as well as save space. So next step is to wire up a little bit of a control panel to run DC-C and DC. This is a very rough prototype, I won't go too much into that one. But yeah, next step, we'll get that wired up and let's see how that looks. We have all the track powered and trains running on the layout. I'll just step you through my little control panel here. Basically, I have one input coming from my DC-C controller. Years ago I got this MRC Prodigy Express. Great little controller, does the job. Inputs here, we've got track 1 and track 2 from my Gauge Master. We've got Model D there, and then also I think it's 12 volts DC to control the points, also from the Gauge Master. Runs through a few switches in the back there. I'll make sure they're all down. So for track 1 we've got DC power to track 1, no power to track 1, and DC-C to track 1. And similarly track 2, DC to track 2, no power track 2, and DC-C to track 2. And then we have for controlling the loops. So on track 1, if we want to go into the upper loop, the loop furthest away from me, you throw that switch and then throw it back, and it controls on the other end. And then on track 2, similar thing, the loop furthest away and the loop closest. And then we have our outputs. So these are our 2 track power outputs, track 1 and track 2, or one way. And then these are our 2 different switch controls, so track 1 and track 2 again. So as you can see, I currently have 3 trains out. Those keen eyes might notice my NR26 there. I got myself my first Australian N-scale locomotive. Very, very happy with it. DC-C sound. Got it on when Oncision was doing a bit of a sale. So I will do a little review of that one as well separately. And my only other working DC-C loco is this small little switcher, Southern Pacific. And then running DC on this side with my Santa Fe, is it FA and FB units, I believe? A few things I do have to add, not quite done yet. I need to add some switches onto the tracks here. Currently, through the block detection, both loops are powered, which is fine for DC-C, but not so great for DC when I want to change trains. So I just got to add some switches here so I can depower whichever one I don't want to use at the time. And I'd also like to add some lights in here just to indicate what this switch is selected to, because it is quite a small switch. It is hard to see exactly where it's at. And I still have to power the sidings. And while that rolls out, we'll have a look at these sidings. So the siding that the NR is on currently has 3 rather long carriages on it. Get some more speed. And it could probably fit another 3 on it, I'd say. So a nice 6-car train there with the full length NR on the front. And the siding next to it is a similar length. And these sidings here, with the double units on the head, we've got 2 lots of dual carriages there, and possibly squeeze another one on there. So that's almost a 6 carriage length siding as well. So I think it's time you guys get to see a train run around this layout. So I think I'll finish this video off with just some running of locos and trains. I think it's, I can't tell you how many years it's been since I had just trains being able to run in a loop, and what an amazing feeling it is. I'm just going to turn off a little Santa Fe one here, just so you can hear, or not hear, how quiet this loco runs.
Obviously without the sound on. And when I say that, it jams on those points again. Oh, it's going to sneak through. Nope. Well, thanks for watching again, guys. Yeah, to follow along, hit subscribe, hit the like button, and ding that bell icon for notifications, and yeah, we'll keep this layout tracking along. Cheers, guys.